Hi everybody, I know we're running a little late, I apologize for that, so without further ado, Mr. Nicholas Brendon.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you? Peachy. I'm Kiwi.
Alright.
Look at this. It's all solid stuff. Oh, that's great. Hello guys. How are you? I did not get much sleep last night. It's been traveling so much. I was in London like 3 days ago, and I think I'm on London time still.
Well, we'll have a...
Holy moly, what state am I in?
Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Is that in America? Are we in America still? It's my first time here, and it seems very lovely. So anyway, I'm Nicholas Brendon. I'm going to answer some questions and try to be as entertaining as I possibly can.
Fantastic.
I might curse from time to time. I do work blue, so.
So here's how this is going to work, gang. I'm going to ask Nick a couple questions, and then I'm going to call on various members of the audience here, and you can ask your questions. My first question for you is, how did you get the role of Xander Harris on Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
Xander Lavelle Harris, you mean? It's actually funny, I was eating sushi in Santa Monica. I live in Venice, and the manager of the restaurant, this Japanese lady, she's like, she kept kind of like looking at me, and then at the end she's like, did you play, and it's like, did you play Lavelle Harris? I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, because anyone who knows my middle name on the show is a big fan, but it's funny that she said Lavelle Harris and not Xander Harris. It's kind of strange. Anywho, so I auditioned for it. I went in on a Thursday, and then read for it, and then I kind of had a particular way I was doing it, and the casting director said, do it this way, which I wasn't a fan of, and then I met Joss 4 hours later, and I walked into the room, and there's, Joss, I think, Gail Berman, my producer, was on the phone. I'm like, hey, tell the person they owe me money still, and I was like, dee-da-da-dee. And then I started doing the sides, and Joss is like, stop. He's like, that guy who walked in here, do it that way. And I'm like, that's how I wanted to do it. And then, so I did it that way, and then I got a phone call about 2 hours later saying that I was going to test at Fox. And then so I went to Fox the next day, and there were like 10 different Xanders, Like I thought that it was special. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm booking this part, and then there's like 10 of me. And then I was really nervous, but they passed me on to the WB, and then there was just 2 of us. And I was the second choice. I was not the first choice to play Xander. And so the one guy went in first, and then I went in, and I happened to have had a meeting in this particular office like 2 months prior, so I felt very comfortable in this room. And I nailed it. And like it's like 30 people in a room, and I'm like, I can't believe I'm nailing this right now. And I'm like, Nikki, calm down. You have, like, you can't, like when you're nailing something, you can't, like, think that you're nailing it. So then they were laughing, and I left, I'm like, oh my God, I nailed that, And so then it's me and this guy sitting outside, and like 10 minutes go by, and they said, Nikki, you can go home, we're gonna torture this guy one more time. And what had happened was I had nailed it, and since he was first choice, they let him go back in to see if he could do what I had just done. He did not do what I had done. I got the phone call that next morning at 9 o'clock from an engineer. Nick, you got it. But I gotta tell you, that weekend, because I tested at Fox on Friday, and then I tested at the WB on that Monday. So that weekend was just nothing but a diarrhea fest. What I'm saying? I couldn't eat. It was just bowel syndrome. It was rough.
Now, did you always want to be an actor?
I was a baseball player initially when I was a kid. My mom was an agent, so I was always around Hollywood. It's like she had clients on Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley, so I would go to the set. And I was really taken aback by like what I saw on TV, like the Cunningham's living room, and then behind it is just completely fake, And I loved that kind of transient quality about it. But I had a pretty bad stutter as a kid too, but I knew that if I wasn't playing baseball, I would act, and I literally, when I quit playing baseball, I walked off my college baseball field knowing that I would never, water's all around. I walked off, quit college, quit baseball, and I called my mom and I'm like, can you bring me home a script of Growing Pains and Doogie Howser? So I wanted to start studying that. So that's pretty much how it happened.
Now, as the show was going, as Buffy was going on, and Joss Whedon was killing off more and more characters each season, was there kind of some nervousness on set when you get new scripts? Like,
not for the top three. We were the Buffy, Xander, and Willow were always. They told us that we're not going anywhere. I mean, yes, for everyone else apparently they was. But I never. I was never concerned that Xander was going to die.
Now, one thing I've heard is that when someone's been playing a part on a TV show for a season or two, sometimes the writers will interject aspects of the performer into the character.
It was all me, yeah. They have to, It's like it makes their job a lot easier. So my cadences and my sense of humor definitely was, yeah. So people were like, oh, well, how much you was Xander? I'm like, pretty much all of it, I mean, I wrote it, you know what I mean? It's all me.
Now, there are a few episodes I wanted to ask you about as well. In the first season, there was the pack where Xander gets possessed by a hyena. Mm-hmm. Can you talk about that one a bit?
Well, I was possessed by a hyena. It was the first time. It was the first Xander episode, and I just remember in it there was the slow motion walking scene. And I had always wanted to walk in slow motion as an actor, I just did, it's so cool. And so we're doing it, and I'm doing it, this is it, and I understand, I had not really worked as an actor ever before I booked Buffy. I'd done like 3 or 4 commercials, and a guest spot on Married Children that I was cut out of. But so this is how it is. Which, by the way, you can see that it's still on. I mean, people are like, were you on Married Children? I'm like, yeah, I was in the background. So we're doing it. And I'm like, all right, and I get action. I'm like, and they're like, Nikki, you don't have to walk in slow motion. We do that for you. I'm like, oh, I know. But also, it's like I remember when we were doing it, I kind of like take my thumb to my nose, and I'm like, that's gonna look so cool, So, yeah. So, basically, with the pack, I just think slow motion walking.
Now, the Zeppo, which was my favorite kind of Xander-centric episode, Xander and Faith had some quality time together in that one.
Yeah, pounded her. Really gave it to her. Give the old morning movie. Little Italian sausage. Yeah.
Moving on.
Well, it's funny with that scene because it's like whenever there's like an explicit sex scene, and there was. I mean, Eliza was wearing just like little pasties on her breasts, and I was wearing what they call a cock sock. It's just, that's what they call it, and I'm not making this up. I'm not that smart. But it's, it's like on the culture, it's like, it was a closed set. It's like when they have sex scenes, it's just a closed set, and it's whenever there's a closed set, it's amazing how many people show up. Like everyone from like Fox and from the WB, and it wasn't because I was wearing a cock sock. You know what I mean? It's like all of a sudden Eliza takes her top off, and everyone shows up. Because in Go Fish when I was wearing the Speedo, no one showed up.
Hush, the silent episode. What was that like to work on?
Well, I wore a cock sock in that one. It was kind of nice because we didn't have to go home and learn lines. It's like, oh wow. It's like, because when you were done working, it's like you're not done working after like a 12-hour day. Then you have to go home and like learn your lines for the next day. But with Hush, it was just kind of like, all right, there's nothing to learn. Okay, I can not talk. I just remember that, and then that was like the masturbating one. Like I got like each episode, it's like cocksock, masturbating.
Those are the ones I'm going through. Restless with the Apocalypse Now dream sequence with Xander.
Yeah,
what was that like to work on?
Oh no! Yeah, no, I loved it because I love Apocalypse Now. It was I just remember saying, "Can I get up? My knees hurt." It's like each one. So that one's knees hurt. Hush is masturbating. I mean, it's like it was. any episode that Joss wrote and directed was kind of magical, you know. And then that was also the wasn't I working in the like the ice cream truck too? Yeah, and then the masturbating. Right. Did I also masturbate that one?
There was like a Willow Tara.
They were getting together, and then I kept crawling. Yeah. So it was fun. It was fun.
Buffy versus Dracula.
I love that one. I remember that one. It was nice because actually my favorite line ever was well, I can't say it. It's the line that I most remember when I was learning my lines. And like, oh my God. Oh, this will not please the masturbator. It's kind of, again, I just talked about masturbating, that's so funny. But that was, when that was the line that I remember most of. People love, I'm tired of being everybody's butt monkey, getting the guy that gets the funny syphilis, And I get scripts and I sign them and I just kind of like take my time and I look at like lines that Xander said and he was funny. That's some funny stuff, but yeah, no, that was and I just love playing that part. I remember one time we were shooting, and it was when I kind of confronted Dracula, and I'm like, come on, boom, and then he kind of like, yes, man, you know what I mean? And I just kind of did that switch, and I'm like, and we're leaving the set, and I'm looking at the film in the magazine, and I'm like, Emmy. Where's my Emmy? I didn't.
The replacement where Xander's split in two. Your twin brother worked on that.
He did. Yes.
How did that work? Were you...
Well, my mom and dad had sex. She didn't know she was having twins until the 8th month, because we had the same heartbeat, and we had the same body position. So they put her on diet pills. Different time.
Did you play Suave Xander or...
Bye, guys.
Suave Xander.
See ya. I played both. Yeah, no, that was the thing that people, which one did you play? No, I just changed, whenever Xander was talking, it was me. So I would play Suave and then I would go be frumpy. So I was, doing. It was a lot of it.
And you did the Snoopy dance in that one, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Can we get the Snoopy dance?
Yeah, of course.
Pretty please?
Subtle.
Yeah.
In about 30 minutes, you guys are going to see the Snoopy dance. But it's so tough for this. Do you think this is stable?
We got an opening right here.
I guess we'll find out.
We'll find a place for the Snoopy dance. We'll do it.
The musical, Once More with Feeling.
Yeah.
Had you sung before?
No. I mean, I wasn't concerned about singing. I guess. I'm not even cursing too when people are leaving still. I wasn't concerned. If I wasn't good, I didn't care. Because I wasn't hired as a singer or a dancer. Or a singer or a dancer. So I just went nuts to butts on it,
Now I think I want to get some questions from these folks.
I did, yes, I did say nuts to butts.
So if you could all raise your hands and... Alright, you there, Princess Leia.
Hi. Did you know that there's a musical, a Buffy musical over there at 4?
Let's get in line now. I did not know, no.
They asked us to tell you. I
Okay.
just wanted to let you know.
Are they gonna watch the episode or are they gonna sing the episode?
I believe they're singing.
It's a shadow cast, so they're
Oh, I've never seen that. Are they good?
really good.
Have they done it before?
They're doing, I don't know.
It must be witches, and even witches, but it's ridiculous because witches are a person. No shadow cast here. The real deal.
In the back there.
I'm actually in RKO. We want to know if you want to be in it.
If I want to be in the shadow cast version of the
Yes.
Once More the Feeling at 4 o'clock,
Yes.
I think I'm busy at 4. I mean, no, really, I think I'm signing autographs. I'm not joking. I'm washing my hair. If I can sneak away, I'll come. I would definitely love to come see it. Is it 4 to 5?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I won't be in it. Let's just see. Let's just see how the day plays out.
There in the back.
How does it feel to beat out Ryan Reynolds for the character of Xander Harris?
Well, it's funny. I don't think Brian. I know that Joss had told me at one point that he wanted Brian for it. I'm not sure. Maybe he did because I came in. They were auditioning Xander for a long time, and I think one of the only reasons why I got it was because they needed to hire somebody right away, and they didn't really have much faith in the show. I mean, really, had they had faith in the show, Brendon would not have been playing Xander Harris. But I know that Joss had said that he wanted Ryan Ford, so maybe Ryan did come in and read. I know we did an MTV, when he was on Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place. We did an MTV thing together, but we didn't discuss whether or not he had gone in for the part. I didn't go in for Two Guys and a Girl, and a Pizza Place. But wasn't Nathan Fillion in that too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That fucker works a lot. That was like 1962.
Joss Whedon likes to recycle his actors. Can we look forward to seeing you in a future Joss Whedon product?
I'm actually playing Iron Man. It's true.
Are you serious?
I don't see why not, you know?
Nothing on the books right now.
Nothing on the books right now.
Thank you.
But crazier things have happened.
You bet.
What was it like being blind in one eye for a season?
Well, it was only 5 episodes, which was nice. I didn't like it at all. I kept walking into furniture. When I had the big white head thing on, that sucked because I couldn't take it off. With the eye patching between takes, I can just kind of, you know, flip it up and down. I really missed, you know, I wish, I didn't know that I was losing my eye until I read the script. So when you had asked, it's like, were you ever afraid that you guys were going to be dead? It's like, no, but I also, like, so when I read the script, I'm like, what? I had to read it again, I'm like, huh? And then I'm like, read it, and then I'm like, it's, you know, I was talking to, I think I was married at the time, to my wife, I'm like, hey, Tressa, come here, can you read this? Can you read it out loud? What's it say? Xander loses his eye. I'm like, that's what I thought it said. I wish somebody had told me. You know? But it looks great in comic book form. It's almost like, you know, Joss knew that he was going to do the comics, you know? I also hated wearing a hard hat for the construction stuff.
Back there. Yeah, you then you.
If you got to pick for your character, would you pick Cordelia or Anya?
As Xander?
As Anya.
Anya.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How about you?
Buffy.
There you.
I read in an article on the internet that in the Avengers,
If it's in the internet, then it's got to be true.
they said that the line about shawarma.
Shawarma, yeah, I created that line.
That's awesome.
Well, it was funny because it had come out. I think Robert was talking about how he and Joss were talking, and you know they knew they needed a button or something on it, and you know, and Robert was like, yeah, so we kind of had this thing, and I'm like, no, bullshit. I had a whole, and then we actually said it in Teacher's Pet when I was, because I walked into Joss's office and I just had the kind of falafel, and I was looking at the shawarma, and I'm like, so going to Joss's office, I'm like, what's a shawarma? It's like it's a big meat stick, you know? And then Joss put it in Teacher's Pet when she drugged me. I'm like, hey, what's a shawarma? You know, it's a big meat stick. What's that about? Yeah. So it's nice that it made it into the Avengers, you know? 10 years of shawarma. I've never had a shawarma before, but I mean, how do they keep it together? Glue? Meat fat? Gross.
Meat sack?
Meat sack? I got a meat sack for you. Yeah. No, it'd be great if I pulled actually a sack with a bunch of meat.
As popular as the series had become, and when it came to a point where you knew that it was coming to the final episode when it had been canceled or whatever,
We quit. It wasn't canceled.
What was it like? What was it like then for the cast as you were approaching those last episodes? Was it something that you thought you were ready to move on to something else, or was it? What was the?
I don't think you're ever ready. You know. I mean, if Sarah wanted to keep doing it, we'd probably still be doing it. You know. It was kind of sad. I booked a pilot for Fox, for the Fox network. So I was doing double duty. I was finishing the last episode and then was going to rehearse, and so I'm not really good at saying goodbye, you know. So it was the last day I had to leave because we were taping the show that night. So it's something. I mean, I still have dreams about it. You know, I have dreams that they're doing season 8. Only I'm not invited. You know, so it's something that I'm still saying goodbye to. You know, it was an 8-year relationship that I loved a lot, and she decided not to be with me anymore.
For the rest of the cast?
Can't speak for them. Can't speak for them. But I would assume.
You there?
If you didn't get chosen for Xander, what part would you have wanted in Buffy?
None of them.
You wouldn't want the Angel or Spike?
Fuck that. Why? I mean, what's entertaining about that, you know? It's like, I mean, I love the characters, but it's just boring. Sitting in the shadows brooding, you know? I love Xander. I just love, I mean, I think Spike would be second just because he got a sense of humor, you know? But, no. I love Xander.
You with the camera in the corner back there.
Okay, so...
You're not filming this, are you?
So, vampire Xander then, if you don't brooding, so you don't like vampire Xander?
No, it was nice to do it once. I wouldn't want to do it all the time.
Your vampire Willow or regular Willow?
Well, the regular Willow. How about you? Which one do you want to see? Do I have, hey Jackie, do I have vampire Xander at the table? Pictures? So actually at my autograph table I've got like 3 vampire Xander pictures left, just saying.
Wonder Woman over there.
No, you're a wonderful woman, but she's actually dressed as Wonder Woman.
Although Xander didn't fight often, did you have to do a lot of training for fight scenes, and what was that like?
No, I didn't train at all. I got my ass kicked a lot, and then Kelly, my twin brother, did my stunts for the last 3 years. So it was basically I wanted Kelly to make money, so I would just, because you get paid per stunt, and also if you're on TV, you get residuals. So I didn't train. I mean, how do you train to take a hit, you know, or to pass out? Yeah, there is no karate for this guy. You know, I laugh into the face of danger, and then I hide till it goes away.
You there?
I'm wondering how much creative input actors were allowed to have with the script and with the dialogue?
0. None. I mean, it's Joss. Joss knew exactly what he wanted. Tony would actually go to Joss's office a lot and have ideas for Giles, and you know, Joss would be like, I mean, and then almost it would be Joss would then do the opposite of what Tony said. A writer's, especially Joss, he doesn't want, you know, we're actors, you know, and one of the reasons why he did Buffy the series is because the actors on the Buffy the movie changed his dialogue. He hated it, and essentially it's kind of like he didn't particularly care for actors because it's like, no, you're an actor and I'm a writer, you know. So it was if we missed any predicate, anything, it's like I put it there for a reason, you know. So yeah, there was. I mean, like, I had, like, a shawarma thing, you know. I think once I was, like, I think during the puppet episode, I was like, rat, you know. But essentially, it was all Joss and the writers.
You with the right there.
When you were in London a few days ago.
That's a crimson, by the way. You and the crimson.
London a few days ago. Was it a successful trip? Business, pleasure? Did you have fun?
It was an autograph signing. Yeah, I was actually in Paris 2 weeks ago, and then flew home, and then I was home for a day. So I was in Paris, flew home, and then went back to London, and then was home for 3 days, and now I'm here. Very successful. The first night in London, I slept 16 hours. Paris was brutal. My jet lag in Paris was phenomenal. Epic. I like the story. So first day I'm in Paris, I go to bed at like 10, and then I wake up and then, you know, my phone I guess wasn't hooked up to the internet or whatever, and it says 6 o'clock. I'm like, all right, cool, well, I gotta get up at 8 to get going, so I'm just gonna shower and I'll just go get some coffee and just kinda, you know, get ready. So I go shower and I get all my clothes on, and then I go down to the lobby and I look at the bar, and I'm like, there are people sitting at the bar having a beer, and then I look outside, I'm like, there are people having a beer outside, and I'm like, what time is it? You know, it's 1:15 in the morning. I'm like, Christ! I was up too, you know what I mean? I showered. I thought it was 6 o'clock in the morning. No, it was 1:15. So yeah, but I'm fine now. Thanks, Ryan.
That girl there.
How did acting help you overcome your stuttering, and does it still affect you when you work?
I'm very aware of what I sound like now. You know, I think. I mean, I got into acting to kind of combat it, so I just talked to God. I'm like, can you please just erase my brain? I just want a blank canvas. And I did a lot of tongue twisters. I'll do them for you. Theophilus thistle, the successful thistle sifter, in sifting a sieve of unsifted thistles, thrust 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. Now, Theophilus thistle, the successful thistle sifter, in sifting a sieve of unsifted thistles, thrust 3,000 thistles through the thick of his thumb. The successful thistle sifter. Ah, Jesus. So I did a lot of that. And I stuttered 3 times over it.
You in the back there.
Are you going to be doing any crossovers with Criminal Minds, just like CSI or?
Well, the only those two shows are completely unrelated. But I know that when Ed Bonero had when they had the other Criminal Minds, like Ed didn't want to have any crossovers from Criminal Minds, and then I guess the show wasn't doing well, so Kirsten did like every single episode. But no, I'm just doing Criminal. And if I do CSI, then it wouldn't be as Kevin Lynch.
You there.
Are you upset that you never got to guest star on Angel?
No. I mean, I honestly have never seen an episode of Angel. I just watched Buffy. And also, it's Angel and Xander really didn't get along. I mean, like Spike and Xander didn't get along, but it was entertaining. Xander and Angel never talked to each other, you know? It was kind of, so that doesn't really make for good television, you know? It's like he's in a room, I'm in a room. Yeah. But no, I'm not upset. Does that answer your question?
Yes.
Beautiful.
I know what's going on, absolutely, yeah. I've got inside information about what's happening that you guys don't have, because it hasn't happened yet, but it's some pretty cool shit. Yeah.
It seems.
All right, let me tell you. No. Can I tell them? No, I'm gonna get in trouble. Okay.
It seems that.
I'll tell you. Andere. How do you say it? Anderze. And how do you say angel? And think about it. Hey, okay. That's all you get. So Xander and Angel are doing stuff together. And it's
It seems Joss.
He's the bottom, by the way. Bottom is up. Yeah.
If Joss finds out you have a twin, it seems to be like a big deal. And he did that with Enver Jokai and with you. Did he already know that you were a twin?
Mm-hmm. Kelly worked art department on the show, so he was there pretty much all 7 years. And that's why when the doppelganger episode happened, I'm like, maybe wouldn't that be a good opportunity, you know? But no, they always knew it. I think they'd always planned on.
Because it seems like he had a thing like if he finds out you have a twin, it's like ooh, storyline.
Yeah, no, he always knew. He knew from day one that I had a twin. And he also knows I have a mom. Ooh, you have a mom? I'll use her.
What was your favorite episode, and why?
Once More with Feeling.
Well,
I always put that one aside. Yeah, that's right. Outside of Once More with Feeling, what was your favorite episode?
Yeah.
It's so hard to say. They're all so good. I mean, I think Hush. Because I remember seeing those guys, and I'm like, oh God, this is weird, scary. You know, it was only Monster that scared me when I saw them And I knew one of the guys, Doug Jones. I knew him, and you know, we're talking, and I'm like, ah, you're freaking me out. You know? There are so many. It's so hard, you know. So I mean, I don't know. Well, I'll go with Hush. And then the body was great too, just in terms of pure, you know, entertainment. The body was amazing. Laugh Riot.
So throughout the series, how many of your jokes and one-liners were improv on the spot?
Nothing. All written. I know. I'm so natural. It seemed like it was improv. No, not one. I mean, outside of the shawarma bit that I did, but I know everything was written for me.
You in the back there.
I just saw that James Marster said finally after all those years he's actually thinking about doing Spike again if Joss asks. So if Joss brought you something with Buffy, with movie of some kind, would you do Xander again?
No, I will do Spike though. Waiting for Joss to come to his senses. I will, of course. You do. Yeah. Yeah, no, I miss him. I would love that.
You there in the hat.
Hi, I just wanted to know. Oh, never mind, not you.
Well, we'll go Princess Leia and then we'll go Hat.
No, no.
Leia?
Oh. Sorry.
Go, hit me.
What? Oh, okay. Would you sign Mr. Pointy later?
Of course I will.
Mr. Pointy.
She has one too.
Thanks. Hey. I need some work done with some audio stuff in my house. Can I fly out there?
Holler at your boy.
Oh shit. Hattie, Mr. Hat.
Do you follow like season 8 and 9, like the comical version at all? And if you do, how do you feel about like, because when Michelle Trachtenberg started, she was what, like 13, 14?
No, that's the thing. I when I first heard about that, I felt kind of like a pedophile. And then I saw her. She did a spread in FHM magazine. She's grown up. I don't know where those boobs came from, but they came. So I'm totally fine with it now. I'm down. I'm down with it. Fine.
All right, we have time for 3 more questions.
What a random number. 3 questions. Then that's it.
In my head,
I think yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you filming this?
This is kind of dumb, but my friend Kim couldn't be here. I would love if you could just say hi to her.
Kim? Why couldn't she be here?
Florida, actually.
She moved to Florida?
Yeah, if she knew.
That's an excuse?
If she were gonna be here, she would be here.
Kim, I miss you. Return my phone calls, Kim. Tell her on the block number, and she should pick that up.
Who did you enjoy kissing the most?
Joss. Those parties were epic. I don't know if you enjoy kissing. It's not, you know, it's not like, it's...
Really?
Well, no, I mean, like, with a kid, yeah, it's not...
It was intensely uncomfortable.
It's, you know, it's not, yeah, it's not sexual, you know what I mean? It's just kind of, just... Job, yes, look at you. I mean, this is a seasoned professional over here. Did I ever... Yeah. Probably Eliza. Probably that's it. Was the most enjoyable of the awkward sex scenes, yeah.
You in the back there.
What was your hardest episode to film?
Are you filming this? My hardest episode to film... I don't know if anyone was hard. It was, you know, it was all very, very enjoyable. I mean, I think hard is the wrong word. Mondays were always really difficult because I had to be there at like 5:30 in the morning. So every Monday was the hardest for me because I had to get up at 4 in the morning. But I don't think there was ever, no. I mean, even the musical, it was just, I mean, it was challenging. It was, no. Can you have a second question? Because I don't feel like I'm answering this question. Do you have another question? Not one was hard.
Which one took the longest then?
Which one took the longest? The musical. Took about 12 days to fully shoot. It was also the longest episode too, and if you watch it in its entirety, I think it's like 62 minutes or something like that. Well, normally our show is like 47 minutes, so.
42 and a half.
42 and a half minutes, and then how long was the musical?
That was, I didn't keep track of that.
Yeah, there you go. Fancy hat man. All right, one more question. All right.
So I never.
By the way, this is the last question, so don't fuck this up.
I never forgave Xander for leaving Anya at the altar.
Yeah.
Listen, you know, what you guys didn't see was that she was very abusive towards me. You know, I had a lot of bruises, you know, I just wore makeup, so had you seen how she really treated me, I think that you would have been fine with it. I knew that Xander wasn't going to marry Anya, even before I was told that he wasn't. I just knew that none of the three main characters were ever going to be happy in love. So, I do know when I left it was raining, and it was Walking in the Rain episode. It was freezing. And I'm like, can't you guys warm this water up, you know? Everybody was mad at me. So, yeah, no, I knew that it was going to happen before. So, I mean, obviously it's tragic, and it's kind of how I deal with my love life, too. I know, it sucks being me. All right, you guys want to see the Snoopy dance?
Yeah.
Yes!
You're right.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Thanks a lot. Okay.